Hello and welcome to my channel. I know you are looking at this mess and wondering, Gina, what are you going to do? I had a thought of pulling together scraps and things that I had around the house that I thought maybe, most people would have, and just see if I can create something with it to show you that you don't need to have the fancy, expensive art supplies to be creative and to create art. You can just use what's around you. Now, I thought I would try to come up with colors just from whatever I happen to have available, and most of them are spices. I did actually do a quick color chart just to see if they would even work. Let me go through them. The most pale one is ground cinnamon. The ground cinnamon did not put out a whole lot of color. The next one is the chili powder, and it's just chili powder. And the next one is ground red pepper or cayenne pepper. I have such a variety of aromas going on right now. The next one is ground cumin. Cumin? Yeah, however you say it. This is the curry. And the last one is the ground turmeric. And yeah, that's just really vibrant, or beautiful orange. The two up top are ones I really just did. This is some very weak coffee, and actually I've not tested it yet, but we can take a look at it together. I don't imagine it's going to be very strong. Yeah, that's very faint, but look how pretty. I kind of wanted something green. I love earth tones. If you've seen my videos, I've said that several times. And these are all natural colors and things from nature anyway. But I wanted some green, and we do have green tea. But to be honest, it does not look green at all. Well, let's take a look and we'll see. It looks like regular tea. Come on, be green, be green. Let's see. No, not green. Oh, poo. That is what I've got to work with today. I did bring over some white acrylic paint in case I absolutely need it. I'm going to try not to use it, to be honest. I really, really hope to make something beautiful, but I'm really just kind of winging it, so we'll see whether or not this is a win or a fail. It's still going to be fun. I plan on having a good time. I'm going to be able to learn something from it, and hopefully you will too. Without further ado, I'll get started. Okay, I've got my items around me, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Enjoy the music. hey, what do you think so far? For time's sake, I am going to use my heat gun, so please pardon me and allow me that one craft tool to use. So, okay, I mixed a little of the glue with water, just hoping that it would help to keep the thread down. I don't know if it will or not. I've never done that before, but I figured it would be something kind of like Mod Podge. We'll see when it dries. If it doesn't stick, I'll just pull it up. I mean, it's not that big a deal, but I thought I would give it a try. Now, a piece of metal like this, I usually use matte gel medium. I'm going to try to use the tacky glue. Honestly, I don't have a lot of expectation that it will stick because it's, you know, some metal, it's fairly heavy. But, you know, we will give it a go. Okay, I washed my hands. I had so much glue, everything was sticking to me and it was driving me nuts. So I have not yet dried it. I was going to dry it earlier, but then decided to add the string and the little pieces of metal. So I'm going to grab my heat gun and give it a dry. This could take a little while to you. It's all dried. So let's take a look, and I'm trying to decide if I'm ready to go and add the color or if I want to add anything else to my composition. But I really did want to use these pistachio shells. I was thinking of putting them kind of like, I don't know, a flower or a star. It's so frustrating to work on this. For one, it keeps moving around. So here's what I was thinking. I thought I would use just a piece of paper to use as a base. I thought I would make them off the board. Real quick before I get started, I just looked over and saw that I have not used the dryer sheets. But I was thinking maybe I will use this and glue my little shells onto this instead of a piece of paper. So I'm going to do that instead of the paper, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back to you. It's actually a few hours later. I've already eaten dinner. Here are my little flowery things. Everything is dried, and you know what? So far, it looks like everything is sticking pretty well. So I'm kind of surprised. This is just Aleene's clear gel tacky glue, and it's just the original formula, and it's holding the wood and the metal really well. But okay, so these are ready to go. So let's figure out exactly where where we want to put them. And of course, I didn't make them even. I think that's all I want to add. I think we are finally to the point where I can start adding some color. Okay, maybe I'll start on the left and just go straight down the line. Let's see, I could pour it, but I think I'm going to use a brush. just for a little more control. Not that I really have a plan or know what I'm doing, so. This is the Cayenne. What I might do, honestly, I might skip the Cayenne because it's kind of this, a lot of the same color as, it's kind of in the middle of the other two. And I think with, you know, without there being white, there's a little bit of white with the tags that I put on. But I ended up covering most of those up. And I'm sure if you're asking why'd I do that, that's just how mixed media works. It's layers, and you're building layer on top of layer. So if you put something down, even though it may be beautiful, you just don't know. It may end up getting completely covered up before you get to the end. That's just kind of how it goes. If there's something that I really want to make sure, like, oh, I love this image, I really want to make sure that remains, then I have to kind of plan ahead and be a little more strategic about where I place it or the order that I put it in, just to make sure that it does show up at the end of when I finish putting the composition together. Otherwise, there's no guarantee. It just may not show up at all. I kind of want to jump over to the curry, which is this one. This was the Cayenne, and I put that back. I did a little bit, but put it back. And then I'm going to jump over to the curry. I'm going to skip the ground cumin. I wish I had something red or something green. I don't really, it looks like these are all like shades of light brown and yellow. And I would really like more varied color. I'm sorry about that. I believe my memory card was full and it just turned off. So I cleared it out, and so I'm back. I'm not sure if it cut me off in the middle of a sentence. I just don't know. But I am so glad that happened, because you know what? And I can't believe I didn't remember this earlier. I opened the refrigerator door and I was going to break down and maybe try some ketchup. I kind of didn't want to do like mustard and ketchup because those are kind of obvious. Although, you're absolutely welcome to do that. But I was trying just to go a more natural route. But I totally forgot that we have cranberry juice. 100% pure, unsweetened cranberry juice. So I am really hoping this is going to add a red punch to this piece. Oh, I'm excited to try it. Please, please, please. Please, please, please. Come on. And, look at that. Yes, we've got some red. We're going to mixing. It's not super dark red because it's mixing with all of the yellow, but that's okay. It's a little more of a contrast. Everything was kind of looking the same to me, and I was trying to figure out how to bring in some contrast. So this definitely helps. Okay, this is mostly dry, and the unsweetened cranberry juice did help a lot as far as giving it dimension, a little bit of contrast, because it was just too yellow for me. I love the yellow, but it needed another color, right? So I did bring in some coffee grounds, and I'm going to add some water. Oh no, that might be too much actually. Yeah. Hold on, I need to go pour some of this out. That's too much water. Okay, I'm back. So we have our coffee grounds, and I want to add some glue. Let's see. Like this. How much? I have no idea. I'm just trying to get where you can see. Oh no, just put it all over my stick. Okay. We'll try that. I could be wrong. I just thought with just water, once I dry it, it might just all blow away. So hopefully, because the only other time I've used coffee grounds, I mixed it with paint, or I mix it with paint or gesso. It just, you have to have something for it to bind to, at least in my way of thinking. Hopefully this will work. We will see. Maybe I should use my stick. I don't know if I want to put a brush. Well, let's see. I can try to use my stick. I might have to use a brush though. Okay. Let's see. Here. Oops. Make sure I'm in the frame. I think I might have to use the brush. I don't think the stick is going to work. Okay, so I've added the coffee grounds. I'm loving how that turned out. I love the texture it adds. I love the contrast. It's so dark brown. And I'm just crossing my fingers that it just doesn't all blow away when I dry it. So, okay. Here goes nothing. So it's not completely dried. I have a feeling I will probably need to let it sit overnight, but some of it is dried, and well, there's some chunks. I'll say I picked it up just a minute ago and nothing came off, but so far very little. I'm very optimistic at this point that the glue really helped. Honestly, I won't really know until it completely dries, so that will probably be tomorrow. But for right now, I am quite hopeful. I want to add some more of the chili powder, simply because I think once it sits for a while, I think it gets darker. So I want to add that, and maybe even some more of the unsweetened cranberry juice, just to give another layer, just to see if I can get a little darker red. I think at least for now, I think I'm done with what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to let it sit, and we're going to check on it tomorrow and see what. Okay, I'm back to you. It is the next day, and everything has dried. And I don't know, I'm going to do the dump test to see how much of the coffee grounds actually adhered to the project. So here we go. Okay, well, I knew some would fall off. Oops, sorry for the noise. Tap it from the back. There we go. Okay, well, it looks like a lot of it stayed on, which is pretty good. Well, not bad. Okay, let me get this cleaned up. Now, I want to, before I clean up, I want to add some white. You know, I love the colors. I think it's interesting, but it is pretty strong. It needs, while I needed some of the dark granules to provide contrast, I also need some white. And I thought I would grab the white paint, which I told you I might do, but I thought, let me see if I can make something. I used the cornstarch with some water and a little bit of the school glue. I don't know if that's going to work, but we're going to give it a try. I'm hoping it will just I'll be able to lighten up certain portions just to kind of give it an additional contrast. Let me get the mess cleaned up and we will give that a try. Before I do the white paint, I noticed when I was drying last night, that final layer, I got a little close, and the dryer sheet that I used started to curl, a lot like the baby wipes do when you make the flowers. So I thought that might be interesting. I pulled back at the time because I wanted to make sure I was filming so that you could see. So I think I'm going to go ahead and hit it with the heat tool. I'm going to start with the top flower. I'm going to add the heat and watch the edges curl. That was unexpected. It didn't really curl up like it was doing last night when it was still damp. It really kind of, hopefully you can see, it almost kind of started to burn and disintegrate. Now there are actually holes in it. How about that? Which is fine for what this is. It gives it a whole different, it just was not expected. You know, now this part was stuck, so it didn't curl. I think same with some of this. But it did curl last night, so I believe you can use dryer sheets to make the baby wipe flowers, but you just can't let it sit and dry overnight, or it looks like it might not curl. And it's, don't let it get glued or attached to anything. Huh, that was interesting. Ooh, I can smell it. Kind of smells like it was burning a little bit, but it was blowing on the coffee, which actually smells kind of good. So there's a nice aroma in here right now. So now let's try this concoction that I made. Again, I don't know if it's going to work. I might need some more water. Okay, all right, well, we'll give it a go. Let's see. It's like I don't want to lose all my color, but I just need to tone it down just a little bit. Let's see. There we go. Uh-oh, now I'm knocking off some granules. Oh, that's okay. Well, I believe I'm done. What do you think? I'm going to take some pictures and add them to the end of the video just to make sure that you get a good look and that you see what I see. It's different, it's unusual. Would it look differently if I had used my craft products, my gesso, ink sprays, acrylic paints? Of course, yes, it would look different, but I think it looks really cool. I hope you like it. I like it. I'm sure not everyone will like it, but that's art, isn't it? Art's very personal. So what some people might think looks absolutely fantastic, others look at it and go, ugh. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, this tutorial, and I hope it shows you that you don't have to have all of the fancy products, the expensive products, in order to create. Look around you, use what you have, and if anything that inspires you to be more creative, you have to be more creative, right? So anyway, thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you soon. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it, and I do hope you like this. Please click the like button, show me some love, and definitely leave a comment and ask me questions, or just let me know what you think. How did you like it? What ideas do you have? What other products do you have in your home that maybe could have given me a variety of colors? You know, products that are natural. Anyway, thanks again, and you all have a fantastic day. Bye.